My computer just crashed like 3 times as I tried to start making this video. I know you're trying to tell me something, computer, but lunch can wait. I need to get this done. Hello, my literary luminaries, and welcome back to another Top 5 Thursday. This week's Top 5 Thursday topic is your top 5 most recently added, I can't remember the wording. Most eagerly awaited books? Something. Most unprepared booktube creator. Most recent additions to your wish list. So, not all of these are necessarily perfect in regards to, like, they're part of my wish list, but they're books that I want to read, or were when I wrote the list in one case, and, you know, they're top 5 books that I really want to read that are on my wish list. Yeah, there you go. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Number 1 is one that I've basically been wanting to read ever since I really learned about the author and read any of their stuff, and that is Bad Boy by Elliot Wake. It's the first book that Elliot's publishing under his name. Previously, he's been writing under the name Leah Rader, and wrote stuff like Cam Girl and Black Iris. And I think there's a third book, and I can't think of what it's called. I absolutely adored Cam Girl. I thought it was phenomenal. I loved the way that they approached gender fluidity and all of that sort of stuff. And Bad Boy is very much sort of along the same lines from everything I've heard of when Elliot talks about it, dealing with transgender issues and gender fluidity and, you know, all of that sort of stuff, which I don't know why it would appeal to me. But it sounds really interesting. I'm really excited for it. I don't think it's out yet. If it is, it just recently came out. So it's still very much wish list material, but soon. Number 2. Number 2 is a book, I don't even remember how I found it. It must have been through something or another on Goodreads, but it's Gina Finn by Hannah Moskowitz. It's a book about fanfiction, sort of. It's about 2 people who find each other through the internet, through fandom, and make a friendship and deal with online type stuff. And I don't know, this is another one. It's like, why would Ryan be interested in this book? But it sounds really interesting. It's told exclusively through, like, instant messaging logs and blog posts and that sort of thing, so it reminds me a great deal of another book I really enjoy called Up the Down Staircase, which is told all through, like, memos and whatnot. So it's not only an interesting topic, but an interesting way of telling the story. Super excited. That I do believe is out, but I don't have a copy of it yet, so woo. Number 3. Number 3 is a book I actually do have a copy of. I actually talked about it, I think, over on my Twitter. That's Signs of Attraction by Laura Brown. Laura is a critique person that I've connected with, and someone who very much is an inspiration in terms of how I want to portray my characters. Signs of Attraction is about a deaf man and a hard-of-hearing woman. It's a romance. Laura herself is hard of hearing, and so she has a very good idea of how to write these characters, which is why I love them, because, as I've mentioned before, I am very much fascinated by ASL and deaf culture and all that sort of stuff. I've critiqued something of Laura's before, and I really, really enjoyed that writing, so I'm excited to read Science of Attraction. I do have it on my Kindle, but I have not read it yet. So it's right there up at the top, though. But you see where this is starting to delve into not quite wish list. Number 4. Number 4 is another one that I have a copy of, but have not read yet, and that's Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. I read Between the Lines forever ago, it feels like now, and really, really enjoyed it. I found Off the Page on BookBub for like $3 or something for a while, and got it then. I still haven't read it, though, and I'm really, really excited to. I know it's really simplistic YA, but I don't care. It was so much fun. So very much looking forward to that. I have no idea when in my list it'll show up. I need to read so many other things first, like this book that is taunting me over from my printer. And finally, number 5. Number 5 is the one that I am deviating the most from the topic on, because when I wrote the list, I hadn't read the book. I didn't know where to find, well, I knew where to find the book, but I hadn't read it. I didn't have a copy. I didn't really know much about it. Between the time that I wrote the list and now, I have since purchased and completed the book. But I still want to talk about it, so it's still in the list. And that is Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes by Scott Cawthon, and, oh god, I've forgotten the other author's name. Kira Breed Risley? I may be saying that wrong, but it's the novel based on the video games, which I have never played, but genuinely enjoy. And I did not even know that Five Nights had a book attributed to it. It apparently came out in December, so I'm really late to the game on this one, but I was super excited. I'm going to talk about it a lot more in a review post because I have way too many things to say about it. Part of me almost wants to make a video, though I don't know when I'll record it, when it would go up, I have no idea. But I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of comments on what people have said. But it's a book that takes place in a slightly alternate universe in regards to the events that we see in the video games. It is technically canon in as much as any of the games are, but it is really more of a retelling of the story than it is meant to be a book for you to find answers in, though I think there are some answers to be found. And especially with Five Nights' sister location being teased and some potential tie-ins that we've seen in Scott's Code, I'm glad I read this before Sister Location comes out. So, but really, really interesting book. I had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely a book I think I'm going to need to reread, just to kind of delve more into what's being said. But that is my list, and since my camera has started to freak out again, I'm going to have to cut it there. So, what do y'all think? What are your top 5 wishlist books? What are you most looking forward to reading? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And as always, of course, you can find me on Twitter at KRIanFrey. I love talking to people there as well. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. And if you're new around here, hey, why not subscribe? YouTube will very kindly let you know anytime that I put up a video, which should be every Tuesday and Thursday. But until then, I will bid you all adieu, and I will see you all on Tuesday for another Tuesday Talks. Bye! Do it for Foxy. Do it for Foxy. Foxy compels you.